During the Great Depression, families survived on practical, resourceful tricks long forgotten. These weren't just quaint habits, but powerful survival strategies. I'll show you 5 of them, each one surprisingly powerful even today. Let's begin. Hack number 20, the envelope budget. In a world without digital banking, physical cash was king. It went into clearly labeled envelopes: rent, food, coal. When an envelope was empty, all spending in that category stopped. No exceptions. Hack number 19, barter. When cash vanished, value moved by handshake. People traded what they had for what they needed: a dozen eggs for a tool repair, or mending clothes for fresh vegetables. Your practical skills became your currency. Hack number 18, the backyard survival garden. This was a lifeline. Even a tiny plot could produce essential foods like tomatoes, beans, and cabbage. Every homegrown tomato was one less item to buy, freeing up precious cash. Hack number 17, stretch meat with oatmeal. Meat was a luxury, so it had to last. A common technique was mixing inexpensive rolled oats into meatloaf or patties. This simple addition bulked up the meal, feeding more mouths with less. Hack number 16, the bacon grease jar. Nothing went to waste. In nearly every kitchen, a jar by the stove collected every bit of rendered fat. This free, flavorful resource was used to fry potatoes or season greens without buying expensive oil. If you find these lessons from the past useful, I invite you to subscribe for more practical history. Next, we go deeper into the forgotten arts of frugality. Now, this is where the old survival manual gets uncomfortable, reminding us of a time when ingenuity was the main ingredient in every kitchen. Hack number 15, the surprisingly simple water pie. Just flour, sugar, water, and a precious pat of butter baked into a glossy, transparent custard. It was a clever workaround when eggs and milk were luxuries few could afford. Today, many of us simply buy pricey bakery treats without a second thought. Hack number 14, the resourceful depression cake, also known as wacky cake. It contained no eggs, no milk, and no butter, yet it rose beautifully thanks to a chemical reaction between vinegar and baking soda. A dash of cocoa or warm spices helped keep morale up. Now, we often pay a premium for the convenience of boxed mixes that achieve the same result. Hack number 13, turning stale bread into a comforting pudding. Dry, hardened loaves were never discarded. Instead, they were soaked with sweetened milk or water, spiced, and baked into a satisfying dish. It could be dessert or breakfast, a perfect example of zero waste. Absolutely not a single crumb was ever thrown out. Hack number 12, making rich bone broth from simple soup bones. Meat scraps and marrow bones were simmered for hours to create a nourishing liquid, which was then skimmed and strained into jars for later use. This process extracted vital nutrients we now buy in expensive boxes. A pot of homemade stock cost mere pennies, not dollars. And that broth often went into hack number 11, the perpetual everything soup pot. End-of-week vegetables, leftover noodles, and any spare bits of meat all met their end in one communal pot. A single ladle could stretch a meal, fill hungry bellies, and prevent any food from spoiling. What's the modern habit? We just tap an app for takeout. But as we'll see, survival was about more than just saving money. But the next hacks are not just about saving money. They are about independence. Hack number 10, can and preserve while food is abundant. Dry it, pickle it, and line the shelves. Winter insurance in glass. Always use modern, tested methods for safety. Hack number 9, store in a cool, dark root cellar. Potatoes, onions, and apples keep longer, spoil less, and cost less. We cram fridges, forget food, and then throw money away. Hack number 8, regrow green onions on a windowsill. Put the roots in jars of water and watch free refills appear in days. Fewer store trips, more meals finished. Hack number 7, dandelion greens for salad or a quick sauté. When gardens failed, foraged vitamins filled the gap. Why pay for bagged greens when nutrition grows underfoot? Hack number 6, newspaper insulation. Line boots and stuff window gaps, tape the seams, and hang a blanket before cranking the heat. Cheap warmth keeps stoves fed and bills quiet. Hack number 5. Homemade cleaners. In an era before specialized sprays for every surface, a few simple ingredients did it all. Soap, hot water, baking soda and vinegar cleaned entire homes for pennies. This basic toolkit was powerful and versatile, proving you do not need 10 bottles for 10 rooms. A crucial safety note passed down through generations: never mix bleach with anything, ever. Some things are too dangerous to experiment with. Hack number 4. Make your own soap. Nothing was wasted, including saved cooking fats. These were carefully combined with measured lye, then stirred, poured, and cut into bars. This wasn't a quaint hobby, it was essential thrift born from necessity. Compare that utilitarian practice with today's endless aisle of pricey, heavily scented bottles, each promising a different luxury. Hack number 3. Flour sack clothing. Resourcefulness was stitched into the very fabric of life. Once empty, sturdy cotton sacks became dresses, aprons, quilts, and children's shirts. Waste was simply not an option. Manufacturers caught on, and companies even printed prettier patterns because they knew families would reuse them. Contrast that with today's fast fashion churn, where clothes are often cheaper to replace than to mend, feeding overflowing bins. Hack number 2. Community self-reliance. When individual resources were scarce, the community became the safety net. Tool libraries replaced duplicate purchases, and neighbors readily traded chores and skills. An afternoon of childcare could buy a winter's firewood. Meals were earned with labor, not just bought with cash. When currency vanished, real value moved through trust and skill. And the number 1 hack, which is less a hack than a philosophy: use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. This mindset is a habit: repair, reuse, grow, preserve, and share, that turns passive consumers into active citizens. People who live this way are harder to sell to and much harder to scare. That was the quiet power the Depression generation carried in their hands and their hearts, and it is a strength we can carry again. And this final group explains why some families survived when systems failed. Modern life says, buy, replace, waste. But the Depression taught the opposite: repair and reuse. Cook from scratch, preserve what you have, waste nothing, grow food, turn one meal into many, and stretch every ingredient. Share rarely used items, budget with envelopes, survive together. These were skills, habits, and community knowledge that made people harder to sell to, harder to scare, and harder to control. Which Great Depression hack would you bring back first? Like, comment, and subscribe.